Alright, hello, SpeedGaming, and welcome in tonight to SpeedGaming Live 2021's Super Metroid Randomizer Finals. Yes, we've made it to the finals already. We've got two excellent runners here, big names in the big randomizer business. sloaters27 on the left, and Kipp on the right. I'm Playboy Bunny. Audrey will be joining us shortly, and we have Jestro Zooks on tracking, so big thanks to him. Yeah, so if you are new here to Randomizer Super Metroid World, the championship, yeah. If you're new here, but you've ever stumbled across any maybe previous randomizer tournament on SpeedGaming, I know SpeedGaming always uploads the old tournaments to YouTube and things like that. You've probably seen these names before. Really just always in the finals, the quarterfinals, top 8, just always have really great results because both of these runners have just insane execution along with just great intelligence and creative routing for the randomizer. Oh, and that's a pretty interesting start. We're starting with the high jump boots. So our settings for SGLIVE this year, it is major minor, so all of the major items and E-tanks are shuffled amongst each other, with one exception. And then also it is area and boss randomizer. So we got our morph ball in the ceiling. We'll be able to see what our first minor item is. Minor items being the missiles, super missiles, and power bombs like we see there. Kipp actually turning off the high jump boots. It's funny that they're notably his favorite item, but 99.9% of the time when you play this game, you do not have high jump boots for these rooms, and your movement is just gonna be silly. Just terrible movement that you're not used to, especially when you've done rooms like these thousands and thousands of times, which these guys have. Both of these guys having 42-minute any percent times. Just these guys are just insanely good at Super Metroid. Oh, Sloaters does take a little bit of a hit checking this transition. Thankfully, it's one that we can use. This is the top of Green Brinstar. So if you're not familiar with Area Rando, there are 32 different portals set up in the game here that will take you to different areas of the game than normal. Going over and checking this one portal down here in Blue Bryn is pretty dangerous. There are some setups you can do. Oh wow, we've got a gravity suit already. This suit's looking a little familiar. No supers yet though. Those side hoppers will do 80 damage. There are setups you can do to make it so that you won't actually get hit. I wonder if the high jump boots kind of hurt Sloaters and kind of messed up the strat he was going for there. But luckily this transition was just right to Green Bryn, which is one of the transitions that you want really early because there are 5 major items in this area. You can probably get at least 4. This is going to be a little interesting. They can actually only get 3 unless they find some super missiles. Nice reverse mock ball out of there by Sloaters. I didn't see if Kipp got it too, but it wouldn't surprise me. Actually, I think Kipp went the top way because he went through the door first. At any rate, I've got gravity suit and a reserve tank. You know, we have to balance the bad with the good. We can't have all good items. So they're going to be able to get at least 4 of the major items here. They won't be able to get water weight unless speed booster shows up. And then at the bottom of Green Hill Zone, by the new bridge, and then the one kind of in the middle of that doorway there, 2 more portals that they'll be able to check. And I would be wondering if one of them maybe takes us back up to Criteria in a nice little circle. It's kind of unlikely now with gravity and high jump boots, but it's possible that both of these portals are things that they don't want to do right now. Like, I don't know, maybe one's a lower North Fair and the other is Turian, and they'll have to go back through Blueprint, the side hopper room. Gravity suit will... Gravity suit does all of the enemy damage protection. So now the big side hoppers will only be doing 20 damage as opposed to 80. So getting back, if they have to, won't be a big concern for anyone. The Very suit will have all of the environmental damage reducing properties. Screw attack helps too. Wow. We do have a lot of great items for Lower North Fair, except for that Very suit. If you're used to the vanilla game, gravity does provide heat protection, but it does not in our randomizer at all. Ice beam. I don't know, this is being a little too nice to our runners right now. Alright. Kipp the first into Green Hill Zone. Sloater's only a little bit behind. We found a Crocomire. Crocomire doable on this ammo. But kind of slow. And with all the spicy things that we got already, we can put that off for a little bit. But it would be pretty interesting if it was just like Very suit that Croc. I think you at least check out what this is. It could be a hell run that the seed expects you to get maybe 2 E-tanks. No, we're back to Criteria. Like to corkscrew. And then another transition up here is the moat, which will be pretty easy to check with gravity and high jump. More supers. Sloater's still about the same amount of time behind here. Had to take things a little bit more slowly in Green Bryn after taking that side hopper hit. Oh. We found Aqueduct already. We can actually get through there. We have the ice beam to get through Batoon Hallway. Sloater's just gonna go for it. Kipp not. Kipp taking a little more of a maybe conservative approach. Sloater's is gonna show us something here. So we have a major item in the left sand pit. If you come down all the way through the sand pits and to the door to the left, it will circle you right back into Aqueduct, an area rando. Kipp, gonna check out the often forgotten when you... Oh! There's Sloater's favorite item. In fact, that is Sloater's, right there in the pit, the spring ball. So both our guys have their favorite items. Yeah, Kipp making sure to clean up bomb trees though. If you head out into the Blue Bryn portal and find something exciting there. It can be a while before you get back to this, so definitely heads up covering that base. You might actually check out Gauntlet too. With that screw attack makes Gauntlet super easy peasy. Yeah, these guys no stranger to each other. Probably going to see very similar execution as far as skill. I think, yeah, as we're already seeing already, Sloater's taking a little bit more of an aggressive approach. Gonna take this save here, I think is pretty smart. Basically the only boss that he cannot beat is gonna be Ridley. So boss randomizer, any boss could be at the end here, in Dragon's room. Boss randomizer works basically if you enter the door to Dragon's room, you will come out inside Kraid's room, and then the prize room that's behind each of the bosses is also attached to that boss. The exception of Fantoon, because little Fantoon doesn't have a prize room behind him. He is just a guy in a box, and that is his life. Fantoon does, however, he is required to beat to actually turn on the wreck ship. Kraid is required to beat to get into what's known as the Frog Pocket, or the Kraid E-Tank room. And then passing through Cack Alley, you have to defeat Dragon before those doors will be open, and also the door to Plasma Beam will be closed until you beat Dragon. We got an X-ray scope at Batoon. Nicely done on that fight there. I don't know if he decided to farm a bit, but I know he was a bit low on health. Kipp getting 2 more supers in the back of Gauntlet, which is very, very nice, very comfy. Already up to 25. Big milestones that we look for, of course, are 30 supers to defeat Ridley. That's also the fastest way to defeat Ridley if you end up there variolous. Sloater's showing us the spike damage. Yeah, yeah. Showing us again. I didn't need him to demonstrate again and again. So gravity suit not protecting against environmental damage. Spikes are still doing 60 damage as they would with the power suit. So yeah, even if this is Dragon's beatable, but still has very low health and will need to be careful. Dragon doing 40 damage. It's not Dragon, it's not Ridley. In fact, it's Fantoon. Oh, this is interesting. So Sloaters is gonna have Fantoon down. And Kipp's in here with the wreck ship turned off. So if there's anything like a Variasuit, pretty much only Variasuit would be the biggest thing. Or even like a pretty easily accessible like speed right side supers. Those things would be pretty big for Sloaters when he gets here later. So we've got Flip Flop, Dragon, and Fantoon here. Fantoon subletting his apartment to Dragon while she's in town. Kipp, a lot cozier with health to work with. Yeah, Sloater's still on that 0 E-Tank life. Hey, yeah, that's a good point in chat. With this flip-flop here, it's now kind of 50-50 shot whether Ridley and Kraid are vanilla. You might see variolous lower Norfair more frequently in area rando as opposed to regular rando, just because there's a chance that Ridley is not vanilla, and that's basically half the battle with doing lower Norfair variolous, as getting into Ridley, killing Ridley, and getting out alive with your crystal flashes intact and all that good stuff. But if Ridley's not down there, it makes it so much easier. But if he is, then you probably just want to find that Varia suit. Alright, so Sloaters is going to go through the back of East Meridia here. Really hoping this is not a dead end like Turian. Kraid's warehouse with Ridley in it would be pretty bad as well. It'd be information that Sloaters has that Kipp won't have, but it'd be a bit of a time loss for this walk over here if that's the case. Sloaters just being so aggressive, it's like almost comical, because it's like, you know, he's got it under control because he's very experienced, so you can kind of laugh at just how risky he's being. So here's Kraid's warehouse. That's good. That means it's not here for Sloaters. Alright, we're at the top of the tube. More supers for Kipp. That is the magic 30. We did see one of our other runners do a 3-tank, 1 reserve Ridley fight, which was absolute insanity. I think Kipp here, it's kind of a toss-up. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, if it's Ridley, you might as well try, but the trying is, you know, in itself a 30-40 second time loss if it goes wrong. He's not farming up, doesn't look like. He's just gonna go in, so he's not gonna make an attempt at a crazy Ridley fight, which I think is smart. You know, Sloaters is just as good as you in execution. You can't really afford a time loss of kind of taking a risky death there. In addition to doing the fight, he would have to have farmed up mini Kraid 2 or 3 more times to get full on supers and things like that. And yeah, I think it's definitely the smart choice. We are back to the mushrooms. Whilst Sloaters in the middle of Red Tower comes to find the Kraid face entrance. Gotta check that out. And that is the lava dive in front of Lower Norfair. Usually we like to see the back of Lower Norfair. It's a bit more simple to get down to the boss that way. Don't have to worry about traversing Amphitheater or worst room in the game. Knowing where that is, though, is good. Once they have Varia suit, lava dive will be perfectly in logic with those high jump boots. Yeah, that's true. All of our bosses are randomized. That's good. I like that. I don't like vanilla bosses. We have a plasma at high jump boots. I think Sloaters has 2 reserves now, but I don't think one of them is full. 2 reserves would be enough to get in and out of Ice Beam check. For the most part, with no real mistakes. I expect him to take a save here and just see what it is on his 1 reserve. Maybe fill up a little bit. There's a good chance it's just an E-tank and he'll be able to get out anyway, and then he'll have the bonus of actually having an E-tank. I wonder how Kipp's gonna feel seeing Vantoon here. If he's going to make a beeline back for the wreck ship or kind of cut his losses there and risk that there's nothing good in that wreck ship. Kind of seems unlikely, but then again, they do kind of have a lot that they could do. Keep closing in on that full beam combo. We just gotta find charge. And it is an E-tank, so he'll be able to get out. Won't really be able to make a hell run to through Cathedral to Bubble Mountain on this health. Likely won't see that, so he'll have to go back out the left side. I feel like they are both just clearing the seed super quickly. Oh, sloaters. Not checking the Kipp miners. I affectionately call the alpha power bombs and the missiles behind it the Kipp miners, because he's really experimented with the importance of checking those minor items. In any kind of seed, I think they're especially helpful in area random, but even in regular non-area seeds. Kipp's the kind of guy who likes to have his ammo up early, and definitely respect that for a lot of different situations. Alright, we've got Crab Hole, so we're in West Meridian now for Sloaters. He'll be able to check and get the Mama Turtle item, if it's something he wants. That's the only major item here in West Meridian, but there are 3 other portals that can be checked. I wonder if we'll see the same route out of here from Kipp. Kipp will have the ability to actually check Plasma Beam if he wants to. So we're just gonna try out a spring wall jump here to get this E-tank off of a wall jump. Very nicely done. Spring wall jumps out of water are a little bit more tricky, in my opinion. Especially doing them out of a wall jump. Because the point of the spring wall jump is that you want your morph to kind of hit the apex and not start coming down at all once you're paused. Looks like Kipp is gonna route through the sand pits. At least gonna check this item. It's funny seeing the difference of that gravity jump, whether you have high jump or not. High jump boots just boosts your gravity jump so much. Kipp gonna get a spring ball of his own. Going to... Very nice. Ho and easy shuffle. Hello, welcome in. Sure.
Hi. So sorry about that. I got held up a little bit.
No worries. Welcome in. We are enjoying a super early start, super early gravity suit. We've got a Kraden Dragon swap, or a Phantoon Dragon swap, and a Kraid Ridley swap. Yeah. So this is our first look into Bubble Mountain for Sloaters here. He's very low on health. I think it'd be smart to go ahead and take 45 enough. It should be with a couple drops here to go down to the refill right before the croc gate. And yeah, and Kipp's going to be able to give us a look at Plasma Beam actually, because Sloaters has already been this way, but did not have Dragon killed yet.
I think Sloaters wants a little bit last bit of energy before attempting to get to the farm. Because yeah, that is enough, but it's a bit tight. He's got 80, so I guess he's gonna go to the speed farm.
Yeah, I think 80 is a good number for the speed farm, especially if you're quite good at this game. High jump boots also helps.
Interesting. Kipp spring ball jumping out of plasma room with high jump. That ledge is similar to worst room in the game, and with high jump you're actually able to just jump out without having to do that.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. I wonder if he doesn't know that, or if just a little brain mix-up. We did get high jump as our first item on Morph Pedestal, and he immediately turned it off to preserve his good movement in those first few rooms.
Oh, that's interesting. I think I actually have seen him do that before in a tournament quite a while ago.
Alright, so just a reserve at Plasma and just an E-Tank at speed for Sloaters. Kipp is going to find the top of... What was this? This is the bottom of Brinstar. Top of Brinstar? Bottom. Okay, this is the 2. So he'll see Business Center, and he'll see Creed Face leads to Lava Dive. Oh, we're here. Never mind. Ignore me. I was gonna say, if Kipp does make it to Business Center, he'll actually be able to do the Hell Run through Cathedral if he wanted to, but he'll probably find a better way there. I love having gravity for this Norfair Reserve, and oh, there it is!
I was gonna say maybe he just ends up skipping all of Upper Norfair like he did against me. With Varia there, he'll probably at least get to doing some of it though.
Yeah, I'm wondering too what the plan is going to be. How quickly he's going to get to these Bubble Mountain checks. Certainly possible to list Lower Norfair.
Oh, nice D-boost from Sloaters.
That was really cool.
That's a strat from 100% coming out of the reserve room.
Oh. Kipp does have the knowledge that Ridley is not vanilla, so at least that helps in part, but we are still pretty far away from an E-Tank requirement and doing that. And I think Kipp knows where Lower Norfair is, even if he wanted to.
Yeah, it's pretty low resources. He's gonna find Varia very soon, though.
Looks like it. It's back to West Meridia for Sloaters. I think Sloaters just is gonna full on attack the rest of the seed pretty aggressively. He does need more minor items, more supers to finish the game. Unless we happen upon Charge Beam pretty soon. That's gonna be the only thing holding Sloaters back here, and then Kipp will be right on his tail with the with Dragon already down, so kind of evened out here. Nice, we found the back of LN.
So where was Phantoon?
Phantoon is in Meridia. Phantoon and Dragon are switched.
Okay.
Kraid and Ridley are switched.
Okay, gotcha.
So now we know that there is actually, with the exception of the possibility of speed booster or charge, we know now that there's nothing really required in the wreck ship. So Kipp seeing the wreck ship without having Phantoon killed hasn't hurt him at this point.
Yeah, and if it's connected to G4, the other side, then that's gonna hurt him even less. Got grapple for sloaters, which would have helped somewhat finding it here with the escape barrier option.
Yeah, indeed. I get a feeling Kipp won't be picking that up once he comes across it, but Sloaters does still have Dragon to kill, so it'll be useful for that.
So Kipp's got a little bit of an ammo advantage. If charge doesn't show up quickly, that's going to start coming into play as well.
Yeah, I think that's gonna haunt Sloaters a little bit. They've already been through Green Bryn. Sloaters has been through the top of Red Bryn without getting those miners. And his path through, like, the wreck ship doesn't really have that many miner items in good spots. So yeah, if charge is behind Kraid here or something like that, that's super good for Sloaters. There's a variant for Kipp, and only really needs one more missile, 2 more supers, or some combination thereof to be able to finish the game with just the ammo.
He's about, yeah, he's 3 super packs away from what I'd consider pretty comfortable. It's really not that many with how much game he's got left.
Alright, Kraid, what are you holding? Space jump. That's nice. Space jump is nice. Really helpful getting out of Lower Norfair. Any other Meridia traversal, if that's necessary, you won't have to resort to gravity jumps anymore. Sloaters will also definitely will be able to see the Kraid's warehouse item from him. I'm not sure how Kipp plans to route the end here, but he may not be seeing it.
Yeah, in a lot of cases I'd say that could be pretty big if it's charge, but I think Kipp is so close to the required ammo that I don't think it's going to matter.
Kipp's doing it. Kipp's getting the Kipp miners. Oh, I've got a power bomb.
That's not what you want to see when you're this close. The 60 supers.
Yeah, Kipp, as I said before, big advocate for getting minor items early, and this is the exact situation why you don't want to be in a position where you just want to zoom through the seed, but you can't because you are only halfway to the required ammo instead of like almost there.
So Slaughter's checking screw attack is makes a lot of sense. He's pretty far from the amount of ammo required. Do we know where front of Lower Norfair leads?
This will take him out to Kraid's face, which comes back here to the bottom of Red Tower where Kipp is, I believe. I believe they'll be sort of high-fiving here, if I remember correctly. No, I don't. At any rate, yeah, it's Kraid's face, so he'll be back in familiar land. Kipp actually not taking the dip into LN yet. That's
interesting.
I do like coming here for the screw attack check, though. I think getting space jump might influence me personally for coming and checking that. It's easy to get in and out. But regardless, that item is often forgotten in area rando, just because of how much time it can take to actually go over and get it. Yeah, I don't think Kipp knows about these two business center portals yet.
If he doesn't know where the front leads, and he hasn't ruled out that it's not G4, I suppose he's still looking around. That's tough dealing with. Oh, Slaughter's doing a Chabo elevator. I don't know if he changed his mind. That was an accident. But yeah, it's tough to make the call on like what last boss you're doing. If you don't know where G4 is and the end of Lower Norfair could be it. Kipp finding the front of Lower Norfair. So if he did not have knowledge of it before, then now he knows that it's a complete loop and G4 is going to be elsewhere, and there's no reason not to do this now.
Yeah, this is interesting because he did just see the back, but I guess he figures it's faster to just do this now than to head back all the way back to the backdoor portal. We'll see if he decides to check screw attack. I'm thinking no. He doesn't have the super cozy way to get out like Sloaters did.
Yeah, because he doesn't have space jump. And he would actually have to do a spring ball jump out of that out of that room.
Yeah. And I think Kipp's more interested in minor items at this point. He doesn't have plasma like Silvers does, so not as interested in charge, and he's just so close to the required ammo that I really don't see a reason to check screw for him.
Slaughter's going through Meridia again. I don't know what's at the front of East Meridia.
I can't remember either. I think it's Criteria. If he goes back to Criteria, there's a good number of minor items that he can still snag there. Because we didn't really see Criteria. We saw Kipp head back to Bomb Chorizo, but if you remember, right at the beginning of the seed, we found Green Bryn Star at the Blue Bryn transition, so nobody really went up to the surface and did much here.
Okay.
I'm a little concerned though, because I haven't seen Slaughter's ammo count change in a while.
I just find it interesting that going through East Meridia, like all the way through from one end to the other, was his best way of getting back to Criteria.
Oh yeah, there are 2 supers in the back of Gauntlet today. That's how Kipp is so hefty, because he did this early.
Okay, Slaughter's getting the wave beam that Kipp had.
See, that's the kind of Gauntlet that you like to see. Mid-seed.
It's also a kind of great quick kill you like to see.
And the item you like to see. I like to see. Take a space jump any day.
Okay, so do we know where Kraid's lair is? Does Kipp know where Kraid's lair is? Probably
Kipp
not.
knows.
Oh, he does. Okay.
I don't remember.
Does Kipp know and Sloaters doesn't? Is that what situation we have is?
Case, yes.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, she's got a lot of advantages over Sloaters at this point.
It might actually be one of the criteria entrances. Great Slayer. It might be the Brimstone mushrooms, or the criteria mushrooms.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's checked the back of the wrecked ship. I'm thinking that's G4. Okay, yeah, thank you, chat. The mushrooms is Kraid. So Kipp does know that. Sloaters does not. I think Kipp now. Ooh, there is speed at right side supers. I said this would be a big advantage if something like speed or charge were right there, easily accessible for Sloaters. I don't know if speed is that big of a deal right now, but it could be. This is pretty close. It's hard to say though when they're taking such different routes.
Yeah, I think Sloaters is physically closer to places that he needs to be. But Kipp has more bosses done. It's still interesting to me, like I didn't get a grasp of the full layout because I missed the start, but Sloaters having gone back through all of East Meridia to get back to Criteria makes me wonder what Kipp's fastest way back to Criteria is, if he has to do that to go through Kraid's lair. Although maybe if he's not interested, like if he's already done Gauntlet, he's not thinking about going to the east side.
Yeah. So we had Kraid's lair, like we said up there. We also had... Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, it is just what way do you know to get back, rather than trying to parse through the fastest way. Nice quick grapple kill, a grapple coming in handy for Sloaters there on Dragon. Kipp picking up another missile. He does have enough to beat the game right now, but getting comfier, don't blame him there. Right? Is that? No, it's not. It is. It's now enough. Without having to go back and refill any amount of times.
It's not very comfy.
It's not.
But it is barely enough.
I think there might be a way here back to the surface.
It's Sloaters used his spec suit.
Oh, I was like, where did he get this part? That's funny.
It's kind of funny, like, if you have Dragon in a different spot, getting the spike suit tends not to be very useful, but Sloaters could have used it on the way out of the ocean, but I think it's actually just faster to speed booster, like space boost out of here.
Yeah, that probably was faster.
Shoot the door on the way out. Yeah, so it's totally just like you're not really gonna find a good use for it. Oh yeah, so if wreck ship dead ends, and Chrysler is also obviously a dead end. Yeah, I guess East Meridian is the only way back to criteria. So chat was saying.
So Sloaters took that save in the wreck ship. He knew that this moat side had to be either Chrysler or Turian. So if he were to find Turian there, he was just going to reset and go the other way. So very heads up routing from Sloaters there. And yeah, Kipp's going back through East Meridian as well, so this must be the way if both of our runners are doing it.
Yeah, this might come down to Charge being in... Maybe a Charge is behind Ridley, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I think that gives Sloaters the lead. But otherwise, I don't think Wreck Ship... I don't know. I'm not too thrilled about Wreck Ship's minor density to give Sloaters enough ammo here.
Yeah, it's just an E-tank behind Ridley. Yeah, he would be in an excellent position if he had enough ammo. He just doesn't, though. There's a missile here. Oh no, it's a super. That's good.
Oh yeah, that's helpful. I imagine Kipp knows about that super, actually.
Yeah, he's already gotten it because he came here and he saved and reset out of Ridley.
Oh, okay.
I think one more super would be awesome for Kipp. He could check criteria PBs. He's not going to. That's kind of long. It's pretty fast if you got speed booster and get a shine spark up there. He's gonna check 230.
Kind of another classic Kipp check. Sloaters didn't check the ocean missile going in.
I think that's smart. I think because if Charge was behind Ridley, this kind of all would have been a waste of time if he had picked up all these miners beforehand. So I like the call in general. That one ended up being a little bit out of the way though. But
yeah, I think it's. I think your outcome. Like, I don't like it as much just because I think your outcome is worse if Charge isn't behind Ridley. I don't think you waste too much time if Charge does end up being behind Ridley. I don't know how down to the wire he thinks this race is right now. Like, these are two great runners, so they could obviously think that they need every little bit of time possible.
Right, Kipp almost into Ridley himself. Does have good ammo to finish out the game.
And that was a PB at Spooky Missiles. That's
yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Spooky Missiles with the ship on.
He needs like 2 supers to show up here, basically.
He hits 2 missiles instead.
Well, it's almost as good as 1 super. So I think if he grabs both of these, and if bowling missile is a super, he's got enough.
You think he's gonna bowl?
Oh yeah, probably not. That's a tough one. But like, I don't know.
But what else does he do? Yeah.
What else do you do? He's not going to. Oh, is he gonna do the attic missile assembly line?
Yeah, I think you gotta. I think that's much better than bowling.
Oh, that was a really fast Ridley fight by Kipp. It's closing in. This is getting really close.
If this isn't a super, this is super close. It can be a missile, but Sloaters will have to. I think he'll have to refill at least one door.
Oh, this is the super. This like actually matters so much.
It's
what
a
is
missile.
oh,
It's a missile. That's enough. But yeah, I think he'll have to at least
50.
refill after the first door.
55, 55. Let's see. 55 times 3 is 175 plus 55. 55 times 4 is 220. Yeah, that's enough, but I don't like it.
He just, yeah.
If he refills 2 doors, I think it should be kind of okay.
Like comfy, yeah. I always think about like the comfy cushion too. You don't want to be in a position on Mother Brain where a turret snipe will end it for you. This is insane. And then Sloaters is gonna save like 20 seconds on the escape with speed itself.
Oh yeah, that's true. So actually, if he does an extra refill, this will even out a lot. This is crazy.
They will threaten. Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna turn out. Sloaters have. I'm not experienced in doing baby skip, so I don't know. Would Kipp go for the baby skip like this? Sloaters will have a better time with that, with having speed. I don't know, just a lot of things like making this race really evened out.
Yeah, so I was only kind of enlightened recently as to the fact that speedless baby skip is actually not that hard. It's certainly not as pleasant. I find most of the extra difficulty is in the second jump. Once you get that, it's not too bad. But you do have to do some extra jumps that will be slower. It is a little bit more difficult. I don't know if Kipp has practiced it in particular.
Man. Speed will also give Sloaters the ability to do kind of the Metroid rooms that he's used to in an 80% scenario. Just flying through them.
He is being very liberal in the Super Series. Basically did the Hundo strat in room 2, which surprises me. And he's not getting drops in room 3 to make up for it.
Oh my gosh.
Got no drops in room 3. He's gonna have to. I think he has to farm the first 2 in room 4 and then go back out because he just cannot afford to be short on super missiles here. Only one.
Wow.
Oh, this is just evened up just like that. Slaughter still is going to have some advantage in the escape, but considering he has to do some refills even with hitting his max of 55, he's not risking it all.
Wow.
The fact he's not risking this last super is actually, I understand, but this extra farm is actually huge.
This is huge. A baby skip that Kipp doesn't get or do could give Sloaters back about 20 seconds. He'll have to do that extra farm, then he'll gain 20 to 30 seconds or so in the escape.
Kipp doesn't have a way to damage down. He doesn't have charge or screw attack. So if he's not planning on, he's just not going for it.
Yeah, he turned off screw already on the elevator.
Oh yeah, he turned off screw. Okay, that makes sense.
I hate this.
It's kind of one of the reasons I don't always turn screw off on the elevator. But there's an argument for like if you're not comfortable with speed baby skip or you're not liking your chances of getting it, you can waste a lot more time on and speedless baby skip if you go for it and you miss it because of how many extra jumps it is.
Looks like Sloaters gonna at least open these 2. We'll see if he goes for the third door.
Oh, he was doing.
He's thinking.
He was backing out, which is like kind of. It looked like he was doing the move that you do in low percent, where you do the third Ghidorah hit from far away because you only have to open 2 doors in low percent. But he was committing to. He ended up committing to doing that third door open, so he will be a lot more comfy on the ammo, but. I think Kipp has enough of a lead. I don't think Sloaters will make this back in the escape. Let's see, Sloaters will have a slightly faster mother brain with... no, he won't. Never mind.
Yeah, her mother brain's gonna be pretty much a wash.
Yeah. I was looking at the file for
saving,
and that doesn't...
No, Sloaters, don't!
I understand that too, because his ammo is so much tighter than Kipp's is.
Yeah. It's hard. You don't know, because you don't know how close your opponent is to you.
Like, this could be really down to the wire with how skilled these runners are, but with how complicated area randomizer can get, there's a lot of opportunity for divergence, and you never know. Like, you might just be like 5 minutes ahead of your opponent, or 10 minutes, depending on the way they routed didn't work out. You could just be throwing away a big lead here if you don't get the fight and you didn't save.
Sloaters did route really cleanly. I think you can have a lot of confidence in that, but I don't know, versus Kipp, I would just assume that he also routed really cleanly. Sloaters had a bit of trouble on the sub skip, and I think that's more so going to seal the win for Kipp rather than the save itself in the end. Because they were about 25 or so seconds apart until missing the sub skip. Which, because of course, once you're under pressure, that's when you always miss the sub skip, because that's how it is.
It really is. It's kind of a finicky trick. You have to not jump too high, but you also have to not jump. You have to jump far left enough, but not too high in the process that you touch the Zebetite first. So you have to align with the Rinka, not the Zebetite. It's weird.
Yeah, that's so sad. Because the Metroid Room 2, his Metroid Rooms 1 and 2 were so fast and clean, but he left 3 or 4 super drops in Metroid Room 2, and then the game was like, oh, I guess you don't want supers, right?
Yeah,
so we're not going to give you any more.
That really, I think, is biting him. I'm very surprised that he chose to take Metroid Room 2 that risky. I honestly think he could have won if he had just gotten the same super drops from it, but done it the safe way.
Yeah, this ended up being really close, really exciting at the end. Sloaters getting just massive bad luck there still, but yeah, don't know if it would have been enough or not. Of course, if it turns out how we think, Kipp's going to take game 1, we will have game 2 and possibly game 3 right after this, after a short break, so strap in, friends.
Yeah, so with this, I think Kipp will have won, let's see, 6 games in a row?
He's on fire. He's just intense. It's those Kipp miners, man. Making nice time to the escape even without speed booster.
Oh wait, no, it's 7 games in a row. Because the only game he lost was game 1 against Owl. He won 2 and 3. Yeah, that's actually nuts.
Yeah, Kipp's lead opened up quite a bit. But still, they're only gonna have about a minute and a half, minute 15 maybe apart? We'll see. Big GG to Kipp, finishing in first place with a time of 58 minutes and 35 seconds. Taking game 1 of this best of 3. In the finals, the championship of the SpeedGaming Live Super Metroid Randomizer tournament.
Yeah, and we're gonna have games 2 and 3, potentially 3, coming up right after this. So definitely stay tuned for the rest of this.
Yeah, See Sloaters finish up here. Check out the credits, maybe see where that charge beam ended up. I think it'd be kind of funny if charge was at Croc, because Croc was available super early for them as well. Just that ending was just crazy bad luck for Sloaters, I think. This really potentially could have been within a few seconds. Sloaters just finished with a time of 59:36, so 1 minute and 1 second in the end between them, and really had the potential to be seconds apart for that. But yeah, we'll take a short break. Let everybody calm down after that one. Big GG's to Sloaters and to Kipp, and we'll be back shortly with game 2.
Yeah, stick around. We do want to see where charge was. Is there anything else? There's phasers and bombs that they're missing. That's not really that important. Thinking gravity.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Phasers at Croc, so less likely to be there now. How is that Shack tool?
Jeez. No one was getting that.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just a real bad spot, and you cannot always play seats expecting that you're gonna get bailed out by it at some point. All right, so yeah, we're gonna wait for them to set up for game 2, and we should be back on shortly.